I kind of stole my thunder because I was going to do this a little bit later. But coaching Freeland High School softball turned out to be one of the most memorable experiences in my life. I never thought I'd be in that position. I never set out to be a coach, but I'm sure glad I did. Being able to reach the pinnacle of high school sports with this group of ladies, very special, created lifelong memories for all of us. Saginaw County has a rich sports history, and there's many individuals and teams worthy of being inducted into this Hall of Fame. We're extremely humbled and grateful to the voting members, the board of directors for choosing us for induction into the Saginaw County Sports Hall of Fame. Maybe they just got tired of seeing our name on the ballot. I don't know. And also congratulations to the other inductees today. It's definitely a very special day for all of us. Since then, some people often ask me, what does it take to win a state championship? Well, it's easy. You just win your last 7 games. But back in the early 2000s, that wasn't very easy. Level of competition, especially in this area, was very high. Swan Valley, Hemlock were TVC rivals, and then you'd end up playing them again in districts and regionals, so you never got away from them. Games were low scoring, dominated by pitching. Batters struck out a lot, and an error, mistake, or fluke play often decided the outcome of the game. So what made these teams so successful? Yogi Berra once said baseball is 90% mental and the other half is physical. Well, I totally agree with Yogi's assessment of the mental part, not so much the physical, being a former math teacher. The girls always did a great job of never letting down, boosting their teammates' confidence, keeping a positive attitude no matter what happened in the game. I always told them that you may have struck out 2 times or made an error, but your most important chance may yet to become later in the game. A couple of games demonstrate that never say die attitude on our road to our championships. This one's for you, Tom. The 2000 regional final against Swan Valley, scoring twice in the bottom of the 7th when we hadn't threatened to score in the previous innings. We battled to the very end, took advantage of an error, one clutch hit by Eric O'Neill, and we walked off that field that day as regional champs. After that game, I knew we had what it took to win it all. And the 2005 state semifinal game versus Mason County Central, mentioned in the video. A 15-inning, 3-hour and 18-minute marathon game that we had so many chances to win. As I said in the video, wild pitches bounced off backstops right back at catcher, well-hit balls right at one of their players with runners on base. The girls are physically, mentally tired, drained, and could have easily given up, but they persevered and finally won that game. And the most important, came back the next day, less than 24 hours later, to win the championship game. Now the other half of success, according to Mr. Berra, physical ability and talent. Of course, you have to have talented players to win games, but talent's only part of the equation. I always told people that we had softball players that were girls, not just girls that were playing softball. Players had a passion and love for the game and worked extremely hard throughout the season to get better. In 2003, we had a few talented players, but we had Stacy Delaney, arguably the most dominant pitcher in the history of MHSA Final Four softball. But it still took a team effort. She didn't get all the hits, she didn't field all the other balls, so we still needed other players to contribute. The team did the little things very well, like bunting, advancing on pitches in the dirt, aggressive base running. But the whole journey was kind of like ignorance is bliss. We didn't know any better. We didn't know at that time what we were doing. We just played each game one at a time. And before we knew it, we found ourselves in Battle Creek, where we finished the mission. On the other hand, the 2005 team was loaded with talent. 4 All-State players, 2 future Miss Softball winners, but things did not start out well that year. 0-2 start after the first 2 games against Unionville Seawing. I went home that night, sat down at the kitchen table, said, man, I really messed things up, didn't I? But we regrouped, made some changes. We won 42 out of our next 43 games, highlighted by a quarterfinal rematch with Unionville Seawing. We won that game in 8 innings, which included a defensive gem by Shannon Miller, probably saved that win for us. And then the 15-inning marathon game, the 4-0 championship game victory, which included scoring our first run on a suicide squeeze, probably the one time in 14 years of coaching I called a suicide squeeze. But we just weren't doing anything. I had to shake things up. Then we ended up scoring 3 more runs in that 5th inning. It also takes support from a lot of other people to get that helped us on our journey. I'd like to thank Mr. Gary Delaney for his help as assistant coach. You see, Gary had to take Stacy to pitching lessons all the time. So he'd stay for the lessons. He gained a lot of knowledge about pitching. So I had no problem letting him call pitches during games. He did an awesome job. I also thank the parents for their support. Things like water, food, and most importantly, charter bus rides to Battle Creek would just show up. I didn't know how, but they just were there. There's also a group of parents that took core players and formed the MBS Jet Summer Program. Players need a game experience beyond the high school season, and these parents saw that need. I truly believe we wouldn't have accomplished what we did without formation of that summer team. Thank you to those parents for what you did for your daughters. These girls right here etched their names in Freeland High School history, MHSA history, and now Saginaw County sports history. What impresses me most is not how many games we won or what your batting average was, but what high quality character and integrity these girls possess. They strive to get better to achieve their dream. These girls became role models and established a winning tradition that continues in the Freeland High School softball program to this day. These girls respected the game and wanted to play it the right way. They had respect for their teammates, respect for the other teams, and for the umpires. Numerous times umpires would tell me after games how much they enjoyed working our games because of the hustle on and off the field and sportsmanship they displayed. The lessons they learned by traveling the path to greatness in high school sports has led them to reach their career goals and become successful moms, no matter what life has thrown at them. So let's meet some of these exceptional ladies. From the 2003 team, Elise Briggs, Sarah Glowacki, Erica O'Neill, Stacy Samelek, Candace King, Molly Thomas, Courtney Sanders, Crystal Brownrigg. We had 6 players that were on both teams: Stacy Delaney, Ashley Neiman, Vanessa Briggs, Samantha Hassel, Nicole Ruhlman, Veronica King. The rest of the 2005 team: Shannon Miller, Jill Peterson, Carrie Delaney, Ashley Jordan, Kelsey Jo Briggs, Megan Feinauer, Kim Roth, Jane Roth, Katie Geyer, Danielle Castillo, Whitley Collier, and Dominique Debenham. Thank you once again for this honor. Let's have a round of applause for these wonderful teams. We'd like to do one more thing. This is the way we ended all of our wins at home plate after games, and we're going to do this one last time while everybody's here.
Okay. All right, the Freeland State Champion, girls softball, 2003-2005.
This is what a falcon sounds like. 1, 2, 3.
All right. Congratulations again.